What's up, y'all? Tammy here, the writer bringing you the quirk behind the keyboard, and it's Black History Month. Hello. But before that, please subscribe if you haven't done so, and hit that notification bell so you'll be notified when I post every week. All right, let's get started. So typically when we talk about Black History Month, we talk about Harriet Tubman and Frederick Douglass and now Obama. But what about those unsung Black people who never get their props? So today we're talking about 3 badass Black women who didn't come to play. So number 3 is Mary Kenner, and she invented the sanitary napkin. And as a woman who sometimes wear light colored pants, I appreciate that. Let's see, what else about her? She was a florist by trade, an inventor by nature, and she was inventing things when she was 6. And I was still eating dirt at 6. She held patents on the portable ashtray, the shower-mounted backwasher, the convertible roof for cars, and something that had to do with a walker. And along with her sister, who was also an inventor, they hold the patent for the toilet roll paper holder. And I bet y'all didn't know that because I did not know that. She also holds the patents. Yeah, she holds more patents than any other Black woman in history. Isn't that crazy? And that's pretty awesome, too. But here's the ridiculous part. She invented the sanitary napkin in 1926, but it wasn't really used until 1956. And I bet you can guess why. Yeah, it happens. So basically, the company that was interested in her patent for sanitary napkin liked it until they found out that she was a Black woman. And they're like, nah, we don't want it no more. And a lot of companies did the same thing. So these people, these men, would rather women be bleeding all over the place than work with a genius who's trying to change lives, one sanitary napkin at a time. Number 2, Desiree West. She was the first Black woman in porn. Yep. And she led the charge, and she took one for the team. She took a lot for the team. But anyway, her first film in 1973 was Teenage Runaway. And it was said that she gave a volcanic sexual performance. And you can take that as you will. She was a brick house. They said she had exotic looks and a brick house body. And she was actually a pretty decent actress, which, I mean, if you watch porn, then you know that is not the case for most porn actresses. She appeared in over 90 films, and she did not discriminate. But apparently the directors did discriminate because she only was relegated to like secondary roles. She, according to her bio on IMDb, she retired in 1980, and she came back ever so often to make a video just to see if she still had it. And she did. And number 1, my favorite badass babe who didn't come to play was Julia Brown. And she was a voodoo priestess from Louisiana, which is where I'm from. Anyway, so Julia Brown, she vowed to take the whole town with her when she died, and she almost did. So Julia was a well-respected magic practitioner in a small town in Louisiana called Frenier. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. So I guess a magic practitioner is like, you know, could do voodoo or could be a wizard. Who knows? I mean, it's magic, whatever. So according to legend, she was the real deal. Like, she was solving people's problems. She was healing people, and people would come to her from like all over, like, I guess, the parish to help them out with whatever ailments they had. But of course, people started to take advantage, and they weren't thanking her, and they weren't asking her. They were assuming that she would help them, and it pissed her off. So, according to legend, so on September the 28th, 1915, Julia died. But weeks before she died, the town folk I can't believe this. So the town folk would hear her on her porch playing her guitar and singing a song. And basically the lyrics of the song were, "One day I'm going to die, and I'm going to take all of you with me." And she sang it over and over and over again. So she died, and people are like, oh, okay, we're good. Not so much. So instead of people getting the hell out of Dodge, they all came to her funeral hoping like, oh, maybe if we come to her funeral, she won't be so pissed off at us. And that was not the case. As they were literally hammering the nails into her coffin, a hurricane came through, destroyed the entire town, killed everybody but 3 people. Yeah. So, all they could have done, all they had to do to avoid this was just say thank you. And so the men don't feel left out. My honorable mention goes to Dwayne Jones, the first black man to star in and survive a horror movie. So exciting. So back in 1968, George A. Romero directed Night of the Living Dead, and Dwayne Jones was the lead character in this movie. And back in those days, I guess, 1968, having a lead character as a black man could have been controversial, but George A. Romero was like, he was the best one for the role. So there you go. So Dwayne Jones' movie was a take charge character. He was slapping white women and white men, killing white zombies. And so, yeah, by the end of the movie, he survived all of that until the next day, spoiler alert, when the mob, I guess, came to the house and mistaken him for a zombie and shot him in the head. And if you're wondering, yes, they were. So there it is, my top 3 badass women who didn't come to play, and then the one black guy who almost survived the world. So yeah, that's it. Happy Black History Month, and I'll see you next time.